Hi everyone, welcome to Sports Jazz. Josh and Isaac, we are back, baby. We are live streaming. Josh,
Yo,
I barely had the energy to stream after what happened over the weekend. I mean,
yeah,
football lost and the Dark Arts won, unfortunately.
yeah,
So,
but the writing was on the wall that these guys are still going to come up and do illegal things to win the game.
but well, they still won the match. I mean, it's not
Yeah, yeah,
illegal
yeah,
to
yeah.
score
Thanks
through
to the
corners.
PGMOL.
It's it's not it's not illegal to score through corners. You
No,
have
it is
VAR.
illegal. It is illegal. I actually let me actually start off on that note. I do not understand why we continue to allow why the referees continue to allow Arsenal to get away with the manner in which they organize themselves for this corner kick. I mean, over time when we've watched football, the slightest touch on a on a
On a
goalkeeper
keeper.
is a foul.
It's a
The
foul. I know.
slightest touch on a goalkeeper. But now there's like two, three players around the goalkeeper, which would be okay. But they're all shoving and pulling the goalkeeper and blocking his view. I mean, if okay, if someone can score a goal and the goal is ruled out because there was a player, yeah, in the eye line of the keeper, why not um why not stop play for when a player is standing in front of the goalkeeper to block him from moving? Because for a goalkeeper it is very difficult for you to make any movement when a player is in front of you. Even if he hasn't touched you, you're not going to be able to move, and uh, you might lose the flight of the ball. So for me, I don't have anything against them scoring goals from set pieces, but I don't like the manner in which the referees are letting them get away with it.
Well, that means it's not Arsenal to blame, is it? It's
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
if
yeah,
the
yeah.
referees, if VAR is also approving and they're
But
saying no foul,
VAR had a
but you see,
guy.
all goals,
I
all
I think.
goals.
mm,
One of rather a Manchester defender was pushed. All goals. There's one that Rasmus Holland was pushed. Then
yeah,
there's another one. Who shot number 2? Is it Saliba? Who was also
yeah.
pushing? Who is it? uh, Man, it was fake. That's all I can say. It wasn't really a nice picture, but at the end of the day, Arsenal got 4 points. Or rather, got 3 points. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in, Sports Jazz, Josh and Isaac. Please do subscribe, turn on the notifications, and Amorim's first loss, courtesy of Mikel Arteta. To me, Josh, I would say, defensive wise, we were organized. Defensive wise, we were organized, although we lacked quality in the final third. And of course, set piece defending, we are very poor. I don't know what is it Wilcox? What's his name? Wilcox,
Who? The
the set
set
piece
piece coach?
coach. Yeah,
No, it's called Jorgensen. The guy
Jogi. Yeah,
we are
listen.
looking to fire. The guy we are looking to fire.
Amorim
Hey
confirmed.
Nelson, hey Nelson.
Yeah, Nelson, what up? What up? Amorim confirmed after the game that he wasn't in charge anymore. He'll be there to help, but Carlos Fernandez is taking over. Because, that was a disaster. You can't see 6 players spacing themselves. You have all your other defenders in your box waiting on the other guys to come and crash into them. I really didn't understand the logic behind. I failed to
No, but
understand.
you see, when you're defending corners, there's two ways in which teams defend corners, and you cannot say that Manchester United was at fault because this has been the case for very many Premier League sides. You either do the zonal marking, which is what we were doing, or you do the man marking. Now, when you do the man marking of the players who are at the back post, then you're going to expose your 6 yard area. I mean, if a guy delivers a very good ball, a runner can get onto that ball before your guys. But then the zonal marking, I think the man marking would do much better than the zonal marking, because the zonal marking, then if the ball
Well,
just
Arsenal
has
did.
to be. It
Arsenal
just
did
they
man-to-man
into
marking. Do
that
you know that?
zone. Yeah.
'Cause they dominated United out of possession with their hybrid zonal man-to-man press, while they were constantly able to create advantages in their own build-up against United. United's passive 5-3-2-1. Of course, the five from the back, then it goes to the four in the midfield and five at the front if when we're attacking. So I mean, it wasn't really so nice, Josh, to see us
Yeah,
losing.
but
It was painful.
for me, I do think that United managed to stop Arsenal from playing football the way they wanted to play, and
Yeah,
they
that
could
is
not
correct.
create anything from open play.
Yeah, I
Actually,
agree.
the first half was very beautiful from Manchester United's point of view. You can say that they lacked a cutting edge in the last third of the half, but it was because of maybe the respect Amorim had given Arsenal, seeing where they are in their development as compared to his side. So he respected them a little bit, and he was a bit cautious, but he was hoping that the game stays that way so we can be able to unlock them with the substitutions that we make. It wasn't to be because the illegality continued to be let to fly when those set pieces were awarded to Arsenal, and Arsenal actually scored
But
from
also,
them.
Josh, again, how can they have 13 corners and United has zero corners?
Yeah, because you see that the lineup that we did set up from the onset, actually, Nelson was telling me as soon as he saw the lineup that we're going to struggle to score. I mean, he didn't see how we were going to get the ball further forward, and it is true. The lineup appeared like that, but I didn't have a problem with it for as long as we were going to keep the game within reach. So I mean, when the substitutions came on, we can be able to win the game. But it was always going to be very difficult against an Arsenal side whose defense is very good. So
The
I mean,
defense is,
it
and
would
they
be.
didn't even have Gabi. They didn't have Gabriel, Big Gabi,
Yeah,
as
but you
Malia
see,
prefers to call him.
when a side is on form and it is doing very well, they could bring a lightweight player, and he actually fits in very well because of how good the side is. There was a time that United would play John O'Shea. After, not that John O'Shea was a bad player, but John O'Shea would not have played, say, for 2 months. He comes back and is the man of the match because he found the side still doing very well. But the thing, though, for me, I don't think that the referees should be letting Arsenal get away with those fouls they commit before they score a goal. Do not block the keeper. You can push Hoyland, you can push Ganacho, you can shove a defender. Maybe there's no problem there. But if you're standing on the toes of the goalkeeper, then the goalkeeper cannot make any movement to stop that cross from coming in. So it becomes really difficult. And when the PGMOL lets things like that go, I mean, anyway, these are the same guys who gave a penalty for no penalty against us. David Coot and Taylor, they did
Taylor.
give a penalty for no penalty,
But
for no
Josh,
foul, for no
you
foul.
also have to give it up to Mikel Arteta. I
No,
mean, no, listen, Josh. They continued their winning run by beating us at the Emirates 2-0, by beating Man United. When I say us, yes, the Gunners did struggle to create chances from open play. That is very, very correct. Against Amorim. Amorim defensive 5-2-3 was really good. When I say five, for those who understand, we're talking about when they transition into the defensive mode. Amorim's 5-2-3 defensive shape was very good, but the set pieces turned out to be a problem, and it looks like their set pieces can threaten any team in the world right now. And this
but
takes
they
me back to
have.
what you were saying. This
Mm.
takes me back to what you were saying in the preview. Most of Arsenal's threat right now is with the set pieces. Many
Yeah.
goals are coming through. They don't have those good goals from open play. Um, you mentioned Saka now has how many assists? I think 11. But of those, you're going to find around three
Did
or
he did
four.
he assist yesterday?
I think he did. I don't
No,
even
he
remember,
didn't.
but
He didn't.
because I
It
know
was
Declan
Rice.
Rice did.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was Rice twice. So I mean, he has 10, and 3 of the 10 are corners, and
corners.
four of the 10 they are big chances created from corners. They could
Mm.
easily have gone in.
Well, despite
But you've asked
Gabby's,
me why Arsenal had 12 corners and we had nil. It is
mm,
because actually Ateta wants to play football to take corner kicks. He sets up his team to make sure that we do get these corner kicks. Saka would
well,
Saka was rotating around with the ball around Malasia. He couldn't beat him, but he wasn't even interested in trying to beat him. All he wanted to do was hit the ball against him for a corner kick, because
there's
they
that
start to see corner kicks like penalties. It's almost a half goal for them.
there's that second goal that Rashford gave away the corner. Do you remember that? He was trying to do his funny things and things didn't work out so good. He was trying to do
Mm.
that Anthony thing. But yeah, Josh, despite Gabriel's absence, I think uh, I mean Arsenal still turned up, Josh. They
Nelson
turned
is
up.
saying something here. The teams should capitalize on that Arsenal set piece formation and hit them on a counter,
I'm
since their
telling you,
defenders are all in to score.
when this happens, Arsenal fans are going to mourn. They
But you
will
see
feel
the
the
thing
pain.
though, you see,
Yeah,
Nelson, it is a bit difficult because of the way the delivery of that ball. The delivery of that ball. Remember, the keeper is the one who can ably stop that ball at the near post. But there's someone stepping on the toes of the keeper. He's standing right in front of the keeper, so the keeper cannot easily make a movement. What I would want to see is a keeper throwing himself on an Arsenal player who is in his way,
there's one.
to push him away. You need a Jens
There's a part
Lehmann
where
or something.
Rasmus was pushed. He should have gone down. He decided to stay up. He should have
Yeah.
gone down. You know.
Yeah, it's
He
not
sh-
too much. It's normally not too much. It's just enough to take you off.
no, he should have gone down, Josh. I think it would have worked for us very good. But yeah, that was the game we lost. It was very painful to see us concede like that. I didn't expect us to be. Man, those goals were too painful, very painful, because I thought we had played so well, and I'm now very comfortable. This is one of those times where you lose a game and you don't feel so bad. I didn't really feel so bad after losing the game, because I see what was, I rather I saw what the team was trying to play. Although we still need more work. Fernandez was really tired, Josh. He was tired.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
he
he
recovers
was.
so fast, but he was really tired. The midfield still. Lenny Euro debut, he played so well. He was.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't wait
yeah.
for him to get
Even
even
my
better.
guy, Malasia.
Malasia
Remember, I
also
told you
tried.
Malasia would start the game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember
Malasia
you told
played
me
well. He played well for the minutes that he was on.
he played also good. Uh, but yeah, Josh, that was Amorim being handed his first loss. That's of Ateta at
It
the
was a
Emirates,
tough
and do
one
not.
to take.
Yeah, very tough one. And do not forget, we have to go in January and play at the Emirates again. FA.
Yeah, I think we shall be in a better shape.
But are we going to win?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, we shall be in a better shape for that game than we were yesterday. Remember,
Arsenal fans.
because of the rotation, I think that's what my guy does, Paulo Barreira,
Mm,
to ensure that our players do not get injured. The fittest players are the ones who play, things like that. So he has to rotate the players, because we had a very hot front three that had scored 6 goals among them in 2 games.
2 games, yeah, and altogether
Yeah, and
eight
then
goals in 4 games.
yeah,
In
and
three
then
games, actually, is it?
they didn't start the game because they had to be rotated to make sure that they don't pick up injuries and miss the 7 games in December.
But well, Josh, I'm not, as I've said, I was happy with the performance, much as we lost. I mean, I can't really I can't really start blaming a man who's been in charge of a club or of a team for just 3, 4 games, and someone who has been at the other club for almost 6 seasons. I mean, if whoever, Arsenal had much more to lose compared to
No,
United.
we're
No, no,
Manchester
no,
United.
Josh.
We always
Remember
have
they were
much
trying to
more to
close.
lose. We're a bigger club than them.
Remember, they were trying to close the gap on Liverpool, which they did because Liverpool drew. So,
Close what gap of 18 points?
Josh, you do not
The guys
accept
who
defeat.
started the league as contenders.
Oh, by the way, Josh, Lady Kathy passed away at the age of 85 years.
Oh, so sad, so
You
sad.
know, she had been with the club for 56 years. So, RIP to her. But yeah,
Yeah, may
Josh,
her soul rest in peace.
once again, thank you so much for tuning in, Sports Jazz. Josh, let's go back to some of the positives of the game. Lenny Euro was my first. I'm so happy that he was back on the pitch doing what he does best. I thought
Yeah,
we
he was
slotted in
good.
so well. He was very
Yeah,
good. Um, his one-on-ones are very good,
yeah.
you know.
You know
So
the problem that,
mm, I'm
sorry,
hoping he
the
starts
problem,
next, rather the next game.
the next game. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
At least he starts and gets 45 minutes.
correct.
I saw a problem yesterday, but I expected it soon as Maguire returned. You know, Maguire is not mobile. Maguire cannot play
Maguire.
what we want to play. You see, yesterday, whenever we were building from the back, we had the right-sided center back and the left-sided center back um, go behind, uh, almost to the edge of our 6-yard box, so that Onana starts play with them. Now Maguire moved a little bit into midfield, so Ugarte came next to him and they formed the double pivot. Okay,
Mm.
but when Onana decided to play, Onana was not comfortable playing that ball to Maguire because Maguire can shoot it back in his goal.
Well, the first, by the was it the first goal? No,
Yeah,
yeah, the one that was cancelled offside. Onana, you know those things he usually does. Waits for someone to come and then pressure comes from the opponent, gives the ball away. But
yeah.
I think it was Gabriel. It was an offside. But yeah, Josh, I also saw Onana a bit uncomfortable giving Maguire the ball. I think
Yeah,
Maguire is
Maguire
not so
lacks
good at that.
mobility. Actually, there was a good phase in the game that when Fernandez came into that position to form a double pivot with Ugarte, then he started to play much better because Fernandez can turn, he can play the ball back, he can sail a dummy, then come back into another position to receive the ball, things like that. So he was much better. He looked very good on the ball in that phase of the game, and he helped us to go forward.
Mm. Well, despite the result, I was really happy with the improvement of the ball from Man United. The defensive structure looked really better. The Ligt is really picking up. Mazarawi shining as always. Maguire, well, let's wait and see. Ugarte had a very great game, but although more improvement, Amorim also said with Ugarte he's not worried because he knows him from way back. Bruno did well, Josh. He did well, and of course,
As always.
Lenny Euro, we've already given him his flowers. But we lacked quality in the attack, Josh. Final third, the ability to feed the attack. Uh, I mean, Amorim still has a
Yeah,
few dots to put together,
you see, our
and I
biggest
think we
threat
shall
because
come
of
good.
Yeah, because of this tough period that we are going through of
Mm,
making sure our players stay fit for a while, then we had to play without the biggest threat going forward that we have, that is Amad Diallo. So, I mean, it becomes a bit difficult if you've lost your potence going forward.
mm.
Yes.
Once again, thank you so much for tuning in, Sports Jazz. See, yeah, Sinan, what up? Sinan is in the comment section too. Hi, Nelson. Nelson says United would have avoided the corners if it had Martinez at the back. Maguire looked rusty. Guys, stop pinning Maguire.
Yo, Maguire is eager to hit that ball outside or kick
Stop
it
pinning
and it gets
Maguire.
lost. But Martin, Ruben Amorim said, it's always going to be difficult if we leave Gabriel Martinelli or Saka to have a run on us and put in a cross into the box. When you allow them to put in a cross into the box, one of two things is going to happen. Either the cross is completed and they score from it, or it's going to be cleared by your defender into a corner kick. And then a corner kick is a half goal for Arsenal at the moment. I just wish that the PGMOL would sit and look at this thing for what it is.
You know,
I
I
don't
was
mean to
against, I
give
was
away.
putting up a fight with you trying to defend Saka, but no, after that, I agree with you. I
Yeah,
think,
Saka. Did you see
no,
Saka, by the way?
Saka, no, I
Very
didn't.
lost. You didn't see him. You didn't
He's
see
not
him.
a world class player. I'm sorry to say, guys. I'm
No,
sorry.
he
He's not a
cannot
world
be
class
a
player.
world. He's not a
He's a
world
very
class
good
player.
player, but he's not yet world class. He's not. Odegaard to me is close to being a
He's,
world class player.
he's not a
Saka
world
is not.
class player.
Much as they all play
Those are
different
good
positions.
players. Those are good players. Even Odegaard is just a good player.
No, Odegaard is. I
That
think he's close to
no, a
being a world
world
class
class
player, Josh.
player takes the game by the scruff of the neck. Neymar against Croatia World Cup. Things are bad. Brazil, Croatia, 0-0. Neymar gets the ball, scores a goal for Brazil in the manner that he did. Yes, the game turned out different. That they equalized and Brazil was knocked out on penalties. But you see the type of player that is world class. He can make things happen with a snap of a finger, not making things happen to win a community shield.
Well, Josh, the key stats of the game is Arsenal had 14 shots, United 5, with 6 on target for Arsenal, 2 for Man United, 51 possession, 49 for Man United, 463 passes Arsenal, 476 Man United, 87 pass accuracy, 86 pass accuracy for United. Yeah, the rest were fouls and all that. But you can see, Josh, they had 14 shots with 6 on target. We had 5 with only 2 on target. You remember that save David Raya had rather
Oh,
did for, is it
oh,
the
David.
Leeds? My God, that's superb. That's so. And there's another chance that Dallo wasted. I don't know whether
Yeah, he
you saw
didn't
that too.
waste it, but he overhit the ball.
No, I think I just want today he could have passed the ball. Someone was there. There was a player there next to him. He could have given.
He
But anyway,
wasn't so far from scoring anyway.
you saw what I meant, that Arsenal just has high school football. I agree with you, Sinan. You're correct. After what after what happened, they didn't so well. Rather, they didn't do so well. So, Josh, what's the way forward with the dark arts in EPL? And because currently Arsenal are the dark art masters in the Premier League. Some call them Corner FC. Dmitry Babatov called them the new Stoke City.
Yeah. I think I've been saying that for a while now. I mean, I can see Rory deal up in Declan Rice. I mean, yeah, the other guy used his hands. This guy is using his right boot, but they're the same player because all you
Mm.
have to do is make a decent delivery into the box. The players actually, even if it is half decent, you know, sometimes this ball is looked at as a decent ball because someone gets on the end of it and it's a goal. But if it is not for the people who are pushing everyone in and around the box, then it would be different. The keeper would just come and get that ball, then it is not a good delivery.
It
But then
wouldn't be a
again,
good
because
one.
the keeper is being pushed and this and this is happening, so it becomes a good delivery. But yeah, they're the new Stoke City of North London. They are the Stoke City of North London.
Adela told you, oh, really? Stoke City? Well, Stoke City is and was a very good team. So if they're calling us the new
Yeah,
Stoke
yeah,
City, we
yeah,
don't
yeah.
mind.
So his team is also a very good team. We just it's now very difficult
Corner
to go
FC.
to Stoke City in London on in a midweek game.
Mm.
Yeah,
But well, that's how the game went, Josh. Uh, I mean, we lost. Of course, the Arsenal and their dark arts won. I still think
yeah.
they need to do a lot of
For me, I
things.
think the dark arts the
United
dark
has to do
arts
a lot of things.
are part of football, and it is not a bad thing for them to come out every now and then. But if it is your main if it is your main ticket to winning football games, I mean, then it is unfair for the referees to keep letting you fly with that. I mean, Matthias Delict committed no foul, and United conceded a penalty that sacked a manager.
Josh, you're still on that.
They sent David Coate to the VAR to see nothing. He saw nothing. Took some more time to see nothing. He saw nothing, but he was convinced that Martin, whatever
He took
Taylor
some
is
more
his.
time to say nothing.
Yes, and he saw nothing. But then he thought about Taylor being his friend, and he gave the decision as a penalty.
Josh, let's look at the player performance. Why is Dallo struggling? I mean, I know, yes, you might say he's still adapting, but I mean, it looks like he's really struggling, Josh. To me,
Yeah, he is.
he's not yet. Who is that?
Jacob.
Why is Dallo? Why?
Yeah, the referees should actually come out and stop that illegality. It cannot keep going on.
Well, corners. Corners. Okay, you're talking about the West Ham game. Well, I'm still talking about yes, Sunday's game. Corners are also games, Josh. Not
No,
Sunday.
corners are
Wednesday.
part of the game. And actually, if you do it correctly and if you do it legally, I have nothing
Mm.
against it. But you can't have two players stepping on the keeper's toes, another one tagging his shirt, and things like that. I would rather that I would love for even United to have a set piece coach as good as Arsenal's set piece coach
Carlos.
is.
Mm.
Not Carlos, the guy, Oliver something. I don't.
Isn't he the one?
That Arsenal guy. But the thing is, the referees are there to make sure that the competition is fair.
Mm.
So if you've stopped a goal from going in because a player
Nicolas
was
Jova.
standing, yeah,
Nicolas
because
Jova.
the
Yeah.
player was standing in the eye line of, yeah, Nicolas Jova. That's the guy, Nicolas Jova. That the player was standing in the eye line of the goalkeeper. What about the guy who is stepping on his toes? Then Romero, the thing of Romero against Spurs, he was given a shove in the back. How can you say that that was not enough? I mean, have you played football? That's all it takes. That's all it takes. A guy there enough to push you with both arms.
United fans. Arsenal FA has to look into Arsenal's silly technique of set pieces where they foul goalkeepers. It's okay if you don't foul, but if you check other games, you're gonna see it. It's not about United's game. They have, it's Kai Havertz. He's the one who comes with the confusion and
All of
disorganizes
them,
everyone.
Ben White, Jesus,
Saliba,
whomever is
Timber.
there. You see, the big boys will hit the ball. They wait to hit the ball in the Salibas and Gabriel Magalhaes and the rest of them. But today, a short man is the one even who scored in Jurien Timber.
Timber, yeah.
Yeah, for me, that is very clever from Nicolas Jova. the fact that he knew that I want you to make this delivery of the ball at the near post. So let me put a short man at the near post. He will be able to guide this ball in toward goal. But for me, the thing I don't like about it is the goalkeeper. You cannot play around with the goalkeeper like that and you get away with it.
Honestly, I know the football we all knew. You touch a goalkeeper, it's a foul. Just like if a goalkeeper messes around with a player's foot or tries to stop him from scoring, it's a penalty.
Exactly.
You know. But well, football is evolving, Josh. Rules are being, I don't know. It just seems weird. Josh, we're looking at player performance, and I was saying Dallo is really struggling to fit into the team.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know
he's
why.
struggling. But for me, I thought, I always thought that he's struggling
And Luke Shaw should move on next season. Honestly speaking, I
because
hope
of
they
the
don't
thing
renew
that
his
I
contract.
told you about. He for me, he's the player who was given most instructions during Eric Ten
Eric
Hag's
Ten
reign,
Hag.
and
Josh, it's
because
been 4 games.
Amorim's yeah, because Amorim's style of football is very demanding. Then he has also given him a set of new rules to work with. So it
Mm,
becomes difficult for him to adapt really easily. But
mm,
you see, much as they've been 4 games, Amorim tells you in every presser that he makes that these players are not training.
mm,
Yes, you can say that they are training because they have rest days here and there, but there's time for recovery, and they do maybe one session, and the session is to prepare for the game. The session is not to improve on the things that you would rather that you improve on. Apart from giving you the basics that this is how you should run on the pitch, this is what you should do, and things like that.
Well, so you still think
We
we don't need
must
a
get
left back?
we do need a left back, but for me, I would
There are
prefer
rumors of Alfonso, but I don't see Alfonso coming. I mean, big bunny wages. I'm tired of
I
such players.
prefer I
Although he will
prefer
be a
to
very, very good fit.
I would prefer to play Tyrell Malasia there for
Oh,
the
I
time
don't.
being. I do.
Okay, yeah,
It's
for the
just
time
that
being. Okay, for the
yeah,
time
it's
being.
just that he's injured, but I would rather that he plays. The player that I remember Tyrell Malasia was is a very explosive player, a very aggressive player. So I think that role can suit him very well. It's just that at the moment the coach is using him sparingly because of what he went through. But other than that, I think Terrell Malasia should be okay. He can play in that role. He can play in that role.
Maybe for now, Josh. For now, maybe he might, but I don't think he will be that player to take us to the promised land. But they are very good. You know
He,
the Bournemouth left back?
he is.
I think
Oh
his
my
name
God,
is
Kakze,
Milos. Yeah,
Kakze.
he's very
So
good,
you
Josh.
would you would take that guy ahead of Malasia?
I would, Josh.
Why? Because you've seen him playing for a season. You
No,
last saw Malasia play 2 years ago. You didn't like what you saw, or you don't like the fact that he's the one who is there.
no, no, no,
Because
no, Josh. I do,
what
but
I'm
I don't
saying
think he's
is
going to
like just
execute
be
it so
fair to
well.
the lad. You cannot judge the lad without having seen him in 2 years. Because the last time I saw him, I liked what I saw. He
See,
was a
Josh, this is the
promising left
problem. You
back.
see, we just lost to Arsenal. Teams are not going to wait for you to get back, to do this and do this. You get what I'm
But
saying?
we are in a period where our whole team is waiting for us. The whole team. We are waiting now. The manager just told you today that Ugarte is not a player who recovers quickly. He will need a bit of time. He does not recover as quick as Fernandez would recover. So what does that mean? We are going to miss him in the next game against Forest. It will be another player who is selected, but it does not mean that the manager doesn't know his first 11. He's just managing the situation so he can have his players fit and available for a longer period.
Well, Nelson says, guys, after the suspension of Martinez and Mino, Shaw's injury was the last nail in the coffin. That changed the whole first 11 setup. Our starting lineup clearly meant we were in that draw. we're in for a draw. But
Yeah,
honestly,
but
I think we played so well. We played very well in the first half.
yeah, but much as Arsenal never looked like it was a threat to us
Yeah,
from open play, every time they would get a corner kick, you would get chills down your spine because that is their half goal, and they
I
got
get
so
it.
many. Actually, United defended very well because if they had 12 corner kicks and only two went in, I mean, I don't know why. I okay. This is just my personal opinion. You know, people say that Declan Rice's delivery is so good, but the guy had 12
Very
corners,
many people
12 attempts. There were only two that went in. As in, what happened to the 10? For a guy who delivers that well and the manner in which Arsenal sets up in that box, they should have at least scored five. So United defended the set pieces very well.
so it's saying people that are showering Declan Rice all the
I don't
praises
get it. I don't get it because
should
if you,
chill it. I mean,
I'm
out
telling
of
you, if
12, you only do two.
two, you
In
know,
other, they should have been 6 or 7 at least.
yes,
Way
yeah, at
below,
least
two, way below, above, rather, way below
no,
average.
at least Onana would have saved from the other 10.
I know. But well, let's wait and see how things go. Let's wait and see how things go, Josh. And also, we have Nottingham Forest, Josh, tomorrow. We have Nottingham Forest. We're going to be, they're going to be coming at Old Trafford.
That's a
I think we are going to
difficult
be.
team.
Yeah, it is. I was talking to
That
one
is
a friend, and a friend who
difficult.
was saying it won't be difficult, but Nottingham Forest, right?
Ooh.
Difficult teams right now. Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth, very tricky teams. Bournemouth is beating every big man in the league.
With the amount of pace that the Nottingham Forest has, we shall really struggle because I think we shall be playing Casemiro and Maino in midfield, and
Mm.
Nuno Espirito plays the two formations of us, 4-2-3-1 and 3-4-3. Those are the two formations he plays in games. But for him, he has players who have a lot of pace.
Let's wait. And who do you think who do you think is going to come back into the starting 11? Do you see Lisandro Martinez walking back in? But no, Martinez 100% is coming back
Yeah,
in.
100%. Maino and Martinez are coming back. Remember, your manager, he's about rotation.
I
He's
know
about rotation.
he's
He's
still
going to
looking
make
for
sure
that.
that teams, the players who didn't play are the players who are going to come. So much as I would have loved Ugarte to play this one because of his pace to keep up with Nottingham Forest players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let's wait and sorry, I was reading some news here. Let's wait and see how things go tomorrow. It's already midnight where I am. I'm hoping. I'm really, really hoping we beat Nottingham Forest because I mean, a few days ago we were talking about getting into the top four, 5 points off the table, blah blah blah. Right now we are back down, Josh. We are way, way, way back, and
Yeah, but
that
it's
doesn't
for
really
me,
look
it's
good.
not the table. It's too early for me to be looking at the table at this point. At
Mm,
least in January, at the end of January, then I start to worry about the positions on the table. But
mm,
at this point, I'm still not very worried because even the team that is fourth, it's
mm.
not that difficult to get there. We're not far off from top four. Imagine tomorrow we win a game against Nottingham Forest, which is sixth in the league. Then we jump from 13th to about sixth. So for me, I don't have a problem doing that. I don't have a problem um, looking at the table. I would continue to hope that we win our games. We do play our games and win our games. I know it's the performance that is most important for the manager, but even a good performance when you're not getting the results, it's very difficult to take. All you want to have first is maybe a good run of results, so you can be able to see the progress that you have made. But at the moment, it is difficult. It is not going to be very rosy because the guys that we are coming up against a bit too far from where we are in our development, especially that we got a new manager with a very complicated structure of play. Easy, but complicated to new guys at this point of the season. So we hope that we continue to win our games. Then the performances will improve slowly by slowly. The problem Arsenal made was to play United. Now everyone has woken up and realized it. Trust me, it's gonna stop soon. Yeah, but it is difficult because for them they will continue to tell you that for as long as the referee has not stopped it, then it is a fair game, and it is actually true because the referee didn't do anything about it. It is fair game, so their goal stands. But I honestly believe that that is an illegality that must stop. So Sinan continues to say, I'm waiting for them in January in the FA Cup. They're gonna know why I'm a champion. Yo, Sinan, not so fast, man. Not so fast. Arsenal at by the time we play them in January, they could be in a pole position for the Premier League title. Maybe they would have won 7 of their games in December and put the pressure on Liverpool. So it would become very difficult. They will come into that game with a lot of confidence, and it will become very difficult for Man United to do any better. So, yeah, then we have Adiedi as usual. Hey Josh, how are you? Newcastle United versus Liverpool VAR ref. Andy Mandley, VAR ref should have a look and give 2 penalties for Anthony Gordon and Isak for Newcastle United. Yeah. Very controversial game, that one. Very controversial game. But for Arsenal fans, it was a welcome that they lost, that Liverpool lost 2 points. And very unfortunate that you of Newcastle did not get any more than a point from the game. Yeah, let's go down here. Yes, I did. Sinan's predicted lineup for the game against Nottingham Forest. You'd rather Onana, Martinez, Dallo, Mazraoui, De Ligt, Ugarte, Fernandez, Casemiro, Diallo, Rashford, and Rasmus Højlund. So Onana in goal, Martinez, Mazraoui, and De Ligt, back 3, Dallo and Ahmad, Fernandez and Ugarte. Oh no, Casemiro and Ugarte, then Fernandez and Rashford, then Højlund. Yeah. That is a good one. That is a good one. But like Ruben Amorim said in his presser, is going to continue to rotate players. I think that's the effect of that psychological coach that he came with in Paulo Barreira. I think he's the one doing the sports science and finding out which players are ready to play and which players may be close to getting injured or being ruled out. So he would rather not play them because he prefers his system. In his system, he prefers to play very fit players. He does not want players who are not fit. He does not want players who will get injured because they played one too many games. So for me, in my predicted lineup, I see Andre Onana in goal. Then at the back, Martinez returns as a left-sided centre back, along with Mazraoui, the right-sided centre back. This will be, I think, Lenny Yoro will make his home debut. I would have preferred that Lenny Yoro starts this game because he's a very fast player. I think he's the fastest that we have in the back. As a right-sided centre back, then De Ligt plays up top. Sorry, in the middle. Then I will have Malacia. Oh, Malacia and Ahmad. Then Casemiro and Maino. But that is not a very good midfield against Nottingham Forest because both players do not have the legs. Both players are not fast enough. So it is very difficult to. But Casemiro, I think Casemiro will play. Maino was very rusty in the last game that he played, but Casemiro will play alongside Maino. Then we shall have Casemiro, Maino. Then in front, I would play Zakzi and Fernandez. Then wow, it's a big question mark on who starts up top, either Marcus Rashford or Rasmus Højlund. But then the manager has to know what he wants. Is there going to be space to run into? Is he going to play Rasmus Højlund to hold the ball up? That's a thing that you also have Zakzi doing. So I think Zakzi starts the game. Marcus Rashford will be on top. Hey Josh, how are you? Newcastle United versus Liverpool. My man of the match is Sandro Tonali, of course, of Newcastle. And Eddie Howe now, and bring in an Eddie Howe out of Newcastle now, and bring in Edin Terzic as the manager of Newcastle. Oh yeah, that's a guy that Nick Fadley actually and Ziad recommended for United every now and then. But Eddie Howe has not done poorly at Newcastle. It's just that the times have been very difficult for him. With your all ownership situation and stuff. So, I mean, they did put in a very big bid for Marco Gehi, but then again, they did not spend money to reinforce Newcastle going into the season. So, it's a bit of a managerial situation. Yeah. Sinan, I agree with you. There's no problems with the goals that Arsenal scores from set pieces. The biggest problem that we do have, most of us do have a problem with the fouls that they commit on the keepers, because even on the players themselves. Because if I'm jumping to hit the ball, any slightest of touches can put me off. So you cannot say that was not enough to give a foul for it. Yeah, Nelson, Onana, Mazraoui, De Ligt, Martinez. Yeah, at the back, then Dallo and Ahmad, Casemiro, Maino, Fernandez, Rashford, Rasmus. Yeah, me, I did have Fernandez, Zakzi, then Rashford. This Casemiro Maino midfield is very tricky. I mean, it scares me a bit because Nottingham Forest is a very fast side. They have players who have the lungs and the legs. They have a very good They have very good counter-attacking players in Elanga, Hudson Odoi, Aina. So I mean they can hurt you in so many ways. So I would not have two slow midfielders in Mainu and Casemiro. Though Mainu can play the ball, there are spells of the game that is going to really struggle in this formation. Don't you think Lenny Yoro is going to make his home debut? Will he play ahead of Mazraoui? Because Mazraoui is a player who has not yet been rotated. And from what I understand, you can see Ruben Amorim is after that, keeping players fresh. And he did say in his presser that Mazraoui really looked tired. It was very visible that he was struggling during the game. But that is because of the so many games that have accumulated, that he has accumulated in the short period at the club. So I think if Lenny Yoro is back, I think Lenny Yoro will play 45 or 60 minutes of the game. I would rather that a player like Lenny Yoro plays that game because he's the fastest player we have in the back. And he's very good on the ball. I mean, he's comfortable to play the ball. He can actually even advance the ball, get into midfield, pick out good vertical passes, which is a thing that Maguire cannot do. I so pray that Maguire does not start. I pray that Maguire does not start or get anywhere into that team. For a player like Maguire, it is okay. You can play and you be successful at a club that is defending the ball and making sure that it doesn't get in their box. They're just heading it away and kicking it as far as they can. But then when you ask Maguire to start to play football from behind and do these very smart things and what, you're just asking too much of the player. Not that he cannot make a pass because he's a professional. He could be able to make a pass, but he doesn't have the football brain for it. Maguire is the type of player who will dribble a few yards in front and pass it backwards. So, I mean, that is not the ideal player. I would rather that Lenny Yoro starts the game. Yo, Faisal. What up, what up? Yeah, Euro should start. I do agree with you. I think Euro should start that game. Adieri, Amanda Stavely, and Alron F owners should be there at Newcastle United and come back. They are not coming back, bruv. Yeah. I hope that the guys at United do not get ideas and renew a contract of player like Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire should be leaving the club. I don't see any reason why we should keep Harry Maguire. I think Victor Lindelof's contract is also up. I think he should also be out of Man United because we need. It is the only way that the manager is going to be able to bring in his own players. So if you keep renewing contracts of players that have helped you and they're getting off your books, then it will be very difficult for you to bring in the players that you want. Besides, we already have quite a number of defenders. So to bring in new defenders, you have to let the two go. I think Evans should also be leaving at the end of the season. But he has been such a good deputy for us since he came in. Yeah. I would prefer Euro plays 60 minutes. It would be very good for Euro to play the 60 minutes. And it would also be good for Man United because Lenny Yoro is a much better player than most of them. And oh, um, Sinan had a prediction for the goal at for the Nottingham game. Guys, what's your prediction? What's your prediction? Sinan does think that United will win 3-0. I myself, I'll be the last to predict after Faisal and Nelson, but it is very difficult. It is very difficult. 3-0 against Nottingham Forest. You know, at least it is better. It is better to see the. It's better to see the games. Sorry, the lineup. It's better to see the lineup before you make the prediction. But as for now, 3-0, 3-0 is too much. But then again, when you see the way that United sets up and the way we play, they are goals in that team. They are goals in that team. If the right players are the ones playing, then we are going to be able to score goals. If you don't have players like Ganacho, who are wasteful and they're there just doing things that are fanciful on the pitch and no end product, then you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle to win games. But if things stick, I can see a Man United side score 5 goals. But the game against Nottingham Forest is a whole other different thing because Nottingham Forest is a really strong side. Yeah. Maguire is something else. You couldn't even believe why he did what he did. You couldn't believe why he did what he did. It was unfortunate. It was unfortunate. But then again, you know, we keep saying these things, but we know that that is Maguire. We expect him to do these things. We expect him to do these things. Guys, give me a minute. Let me get my charger. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry about that. I'm back. I'd forgotten to get my charger. But I'm back and running. Yeah, Nelson, 3-1 in favor of United. You know, I got 5. After fearing Nottingham Forest this match, I see that we can score as many as 5 goals if we have the right players in. But it is difficult to accept that that will be the case because I do think we shall play Casemiro and Mainu in midfield. And these guys are fast. These guys are very fast. And Nuno Espirito Santos is a good tactician. He knows 1 or 2 things about tactics. So it might be difficult. It might be difficult. By the way, let's get to the players that you don't think will survive Ruben Amorim, because there are some players I don't see playing beyond this season. players like Harry Maguire, a player like let me see, Harry Maguire, Johnny Evans, Victor Lindelof, Eriksen, because Eriksen has not been used a lot in the formations, even with the rotations. I think he has played 1 or 2 games, so I don't think he will be staying at the club because also his contract is running out. Those are 4 players. Who else? Who else? Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw should be leaving, but I know these guys are very. There's a feeling they have about players who are injured and stuff like that, and letting them go easily. But Luke Shaw should go. I don't think he should be. His contract should be renewed, even if he's fit and plays the football of his life towards the end of the season. He should leave. There's about 5 players. So if you let go 5 players, I think you can bring in a left back, you can bring in an extra center back, because I think we have too many center backs. We have too many center backs, and the guys to rotate are not as good as the ones that we take out. Yesterday, sorry, on Sunday when Kivio came to deputize for Gabriel Magalhaes, he was good. He was good. Yes, United was not asking too many questions of him, but he was decent. He looked much more decent than he has looked before. And the manager today said that United has started to look like the idea is getting closer to what he wants to have. We are all waiting for a moment that we shall have a starting 11 that can play week in, week out. And then the manager says today that he's getting closer to that. Maybe he's seeing the things that we are seeing. And for me, I think I've already seen the players that he's going to keep in his first 11. I know he will keep rotating every now and then to just keep them fresh. But the backbone of the team, I think, has been created. Because for the time that Ruben Amorim has been a manager at Man United, it's the back 3 that has not changed a lot, unless there was a situation that has forced him to make the change. But even when he has rotated before, he has not rotated in those positions. That is Lisandro Martinez, De Ligt, and Masraoui. These are the players that have always played in front of Onana. So I think those are 4 players out of the 11 that are guaranteed a slot in his team. But then the spanner in the works is Lenny Yoro is back, and for me, Lenny Yoro looks like he would take Mazraoui's place easily, because yeah, I mean, when you add Lenny Yoro to De Ligt and Lisandro Martinez, much as they're good defenders, then you've added pace. You've added a lot of pace in that side. So it is very advantageous to a team that wants to press high up the pitch, because you have a player who can get back real fast. And sorry, just a minute. Nelson says about the players to leave at the end of the season: Evans, Lindelof, Maguire, Eriksen, Anthony, Luke Shaw. Yeah. Anthony is the player I had forgotten. Yeah, Anthony should look for pastures new. Yeah, so I was saying I would have Onana in that time, that that team, that my starting 11, Amorim starting 11 would look like: Onana, Licha left-sided centre back, and De Ligt in the middle, and Lenny Yoro as the right-sided centre back. Then the major problem that we do have, at that point, the best player in your team is going to be displaced. The best player at your in your backline is going to be displaced, and he plays as a left wing back. That is Mazraoui. Mazraoui will play as a left wing back, and Mad Diallo will continue to play as the right wing back. Then in midfield, I know it will definitely be Ugarte. I know the player that we do have who is a midfielder and is very good. We've not yet seen the best of him. Is Kobe Maino, but I think Amorim will go with a player like Ugarte and Fernandez in that midfield, because Fernandez does have the legs and stuff like that but then he will become a different player. He will not be the player that we were used to watching, but he would do a lot of right things in that deeper position. So let me just say Ugarte, Fernandez, stroke Kobe Maino. Then that is the two in midfield. Then the three up top, the 2 10s. I see Marcus Rashford is playing himself into the side. He's playing himself into the side, but I think Joshua Zirkzee, Marcus Rashford, and Højlund. Yeah, I know he has a lot of praise for Mason Mount, but then Mason Mount has not lived up to expectations. I mean, this whole thing about him, but let me give him time. Let me wait, because so I don't like what I see. He's not any different. Yeah, Amorim should get rid of the deadwood players from Manchester United. Yeah, he should get rid of the deadwood. There's a lot of deadwood at the club, and we would rather that the earlier it is done, the better for the club, because more often than not, United has suffered from that failure to offload players. So we remain with players like Martial, who take about 2 seasons not playing football, but they're on the cards of the club. So it is even impossible for you to bring. Oh, Nelson, among the players to leave, I forgot Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho is too lazy to play in this type of formation. He's too lazy. He cannot. I don't think he can play in this formation. So Jadon Sancho is that other player who should leave. Yeah, guys, thanks for being here. Sports Jazz. Subscribe. Remember to subscribe, to like and share our videos. It means a lot. It means a lot. Please subscribe. It's the only way you can support this channel. Yeah, that's much about it. I'll just wait for any one of you to give me the lineup they think that Amorim will go with moving forward. Yeah, thank you, Nelson, Adieri, shoutouts, Faisal. Faisal. Adieri, Sinan. Shoutouts, guys. Shoutouts, guys. Let's wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow we go hard. We go hard. We go hard. We bounce back from this whole Arsenal thing. We bounce back, but thank God we do have another game in January. So we come back strong. We come back strong. We revenge against the boys, the babies. But the babies grew up. The babies grew up, man. The babies grew up, and they're making it very difficult for us these days. Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Keep it up. Keep tuned. Keep locked.